Thank you, Qumulo team. This is fantastic. We have been in this partnership, Teradici plus Qumulo, for the last year or so. So it's very interesting news that we are going to present right now, the modern content creation, how the content creation has moved from a traditional perspective to a cloud-based perspective. So go ahead, please. Let's start with how the traditional content creation is, or how the traditional content creation was. So basically all the workflow from capture, pre-production, VFX, animation, compositing, post-production happened on traditional workstations. So it was very siloed states. So there were no ways where you can share information or geographically move, for instance, from East Coast to the West Coast or to Asia Pacific. So it was difficult from a geographic perspective to move data because the data was really heavy in terms of how it was created. Next one, please. So a couple of weeks ago, Movie Labs, which is a non-profit organization created by all the studios in Hollywood, they launched a white paper announcing how the content creation should be in the future. So based on those principles, what they said is all the content should be created in just one centralized cloud, and all the assets should be created, ingested over there right away. So all the pre-production, post-production, VFX, animation, rendering, everything happens to be in the cloud. And by cloud, they mean not just the hyper-converged, not just the public cloud providers, but all the storage that is connected to internet. So on-premises cloud also applies for these cloud-enabled workflows. So when we talk about cloud, we talk about full on-prem or public, or the combination of both actually. So if you create all the data, if you create all the workflows on top on your cloud solution, there is another complexity, is how you access that information, making sure that you provide user experience, that you provide security, that you provide bandwidth efficiency and ecosystem. So there is a technology, and this is what Teradici is expert for, is we are helping that technology to connect from a virtual workstation perspective to the cloud. So what we do basically is connect the virtual workstations with the cloud using our encoder, our protocol that is PCoIP. So we are going to see from these 4 pillars how the virtual workstations work. So first, user experience. When we talk about user experience, we say, for instance, the screen interaction. When you click on your mouse, the screen should present what your mouse is clicking, and that's very important for an artist. If you are working on a Wacom tablet, let's say, and you with your pen you're drawing, you don't want to feel the experience of a latency. So that's very important. That's user experience. And Teradici is able today to provide with that technology that is local termination. So that technology allows the artist to draw on a Wacom tablet, even on a cloud solution, on a cloud VM, and they don't feel that latency. That's one of the big differentiators. Another one is build to lossless. So when we encode at the cloud and we decode at the endpoint, at the artist level, we build to lossless means that there is not loss in terms of the quality. So the color accuracy, if you draw in something, your screen is going to show really accurate colors, which means that when you're working on a traditional workstation and you are making some color stuff, the adjustment of the screen should be identical for all the artists. So what we are doing with this build to lossless is making sure that all the artists and all the screens has a really accurate color. Next one. Second one, security. So Movie Labs, which is this profit organization that I was talking before, they said that now the security shouldn't be on the traditional workstation, but should be on the full infrastructure, on the full workflow. So for instance, the workflow before was stored just the assets. Now it has to be stored everything, not just the asset, but how you open the asset, how you storage the asset, and how you manage the asset. So to achieve with those principles, there is some security standards like TPN and PAA, which allows using technology like our endpoint technology that is zero clients to use and decode the technology that is from the cloud, which is really interesting because everything that is transmitted is not data, it's just pixels. Another one. Third one is bandwidth efficiency. So there is a big paradigm in terms of how is the latency and the bandwidth if an artist is working from Starbucks, let's say. So our technology provides with this adaptation. So if you are working on a low network conditions, the quality just adapt to the network condition that brings the quality. So you can draw and you can still working on your technology even from lower network condition like a public Wi-Fi. Also, this is very interesting because what we have heard from the artists is sometimes you are having dinner, and the idea just came, and you just have to work on it. And if you don't have your workstation, you just can connect to the virtual workstation that is on the cloud, and boom, you have it. And that's one of the magics that artists love about having the virtual workstation all the time. Next one. Ecosystem. So not just the fact that we provide with the cloud, the ecosystem should be broad. And by broad, we mean from a VM perspective, you can have either Windows or Linux VMs. From an endpoint perspective, you can use either zero client, thin clients, your PC, your PC that is Mac-based, Mac OS-based, or Windows OS-based, or Linux OS-based, and all of them, you can connect to the virtual workstation. So also we were working with some artists last week, and they were saying, it's nice because we can have like our client, our email, our corporate in one PC, and in the same PC, if I need some virtual workstation, if I need the power, I just click and connect. If you need GPUs, CPUs, you just assign that technology to the workstation, and that is like a magic because you don't get out of technology, out of the latest technology. You are always cutting edge in terms of the technology you are using from your virtual workstations. Also for MSPs, if you are building on top, you can have access to the APIs, you can have access to the SDKs to use custom a better solution. Next one, please. So our solution is named Teradici Cloud Access Software. So it's the product we are selling to make sure you can combine these virtual workstations. So from any cloud, any public cloud or private cloud, with this cloud access software solution, you can connect and create multiple virtual workstations. So three technologies. Our technology has evolved during the last years. So three technologies and three features we have leveraged right now. One is 4K, so you can connect to your virtual workstation that is a cloud-based on a 4K basis, so you can deliver content up to 4K. You can have improved efficiency in terms of the CPU usage. So it means that from the VM perspective, the CPU consumption is going to be improved. And multi-codec. Multi-codec is very interesting because we just broke paradigms and we just broke the way we were working before, and we bring another protocols to the technology, which is we are working with NVIDIA on the GPUs, and we are having a better bandwidth utilization using also their encoder. This is very technical, and it's how we combine the GPU technology with the CPU technology. So from a bandwidth perspective, you can either combine one of those two, or you can select which one to use depending on the bandwidth that you require. From an endpoint compatibility, we have three types of solutions. The zero client, the traditional zero client that the artist has been using for many years now. The thin client, so you can combine the software with different solutions in a thin client perspective, and any modern x86 client device. So if you are looking for different type of scenarios like a NVIDIA encoder or traditional PCoIP, you can combine, and depending of what type of endpoint you use, you can just use the best that is recommended for every technology. This is how the technology has evolved over years. So now, one of the features that we are leveraging today is 4x pixel rate, which means that the rate, the pixel that is presented to the virtual workstation is faster than that we have in previous years. This technology has been evolving. We right now are working on up to 60 frames per second, delivering 4K results. Next one. So if I want to give you one message, one clear message is migrate and move all your traditional workstations to a virtual workstations. Use Qumulo, of course, from a storage perspective in any cloud, in any of the cloud, on-premises or public clouds. That's all I want to say, and thank you very much for attending.
So you got